Doug,
Yeah.
just want to say something to you.
Go on then.
Good afternoon.
Evening.
How are you today?
Okay actually.
I see
Not
you've
too
got,
bad.
yeah, got a lovely fire roaring behind me.
Yeah.
Some kind soul put that in for you.
Yeah. It's raining again outside, yet again. It's always raining.
Just very quickly, what are you doing here?
I've repaired the guitar, and in the process of repairing it, I've got glue everywhere because it comes on my fingers.
I take it the repair was on the front.
The repair was there, yeah. It dropped it and broken all this.
Oh no, all that on the front, that's wear and tear, isn't it?
That's wear and tear, and this is where it's been broken. It's dropped it and broken it.
The customer's obviously Mr. Nelson.
Who?
Mr. Nelson, the customer.
Who's Mr. Nelson?
Willie.
Oh, Willie. I missed the joke then.
Yeah.
It went straight over my head then.
It's the
It's one of the worst jokes you've come out with.
it's the little son of his guitar. What's that guitar he's got called?
Oh, I can't remember what it's the different name, isn't it?
I keep thinking it was called Trigger, but that's Trigger's brush, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, I'm going to give you
Broom.
broom, yeah. Couple of quick questions here,
Yeah.
then I'll be out your hair.
Well, be quick about it. People don't want to sit
Right.
you're looking at me while you're fucking looking up that question.
Language, Doug, language. Yeah, it's a family show.
Yes, I know, so
family show.
I won't swear, I fucking promise.
Right, listen, got a question here from channel favourite, Joe McGraw. He's from the United States of America.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Joe.
Most of the guys who comment are from America. All lovely guys.
Yeah.
He says, very interesting stories. I would like to hear how Doug came up with some of his own designs, and if he jumped right into building, or did he use a cheaper type of wood before using expensive hardwoods?
just built them.
Well, so let me ask you something. This is the same question. I actually read that question last night and I thought, I get that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can do the telly, the Strat, yeah, but can you
You
just
didn't make prototypes, you mean, and cheap crap?
No, what I mean is, so what?
To try.
I think what he's trying to say is, what made you come up with the shape and style of the guitars, like the Gaff,
Yeah.
or the BG? I mean, is the BG like a derivative influenced by, like, say, Les Paul Jr., and is the Gaff influenced something by an Alembic or something? Why did you come up with those shapes, and how? What made you create those shapes?
Well, I should imagine, subconsciously, the gaff and stuff was Alembic.
Alembic, yeah.
I reckon.
Let's look
I
at
think
your,
he's got that right.
let's look at your brochure again, think.
It's there.
Okay, so looking at this,
Yeah.
obviously you've got like a Strat.
Well, the slot, right, if he wants to know the slot is a W on its side, my initials.
Yeah. That's
Right, but this shape,
Well, hang on a second. So, what made you decide I'm going to do a W called a slut?
I don't know.
You just sort of drew
Just
it and
drew
went,
it
like
and
that.
I thought, well, that's a good
So,
shape, yeah.
But did you start off by saying I'm going to do a W, a guitar with a W shape?
Yes, I drew it out big.
So you start off, I'm going to do a W. I'm going to just design the right kind of W. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a W on its side.
Yeah.
Headstock was the same, to follow that line. I did the headstock like that. And that's become, PRS use that shape now.
No, not really.
Oh, fuck's sake.
No, they don't, do they?
Right, here.
Is that a PRS?
No, that's a slot, but it looks the same.
I thought PRS are more like sort of symmetrical.
No, it's that shape. Okay. That's Gibson.
Yeah, Explorer, yeah.
That is, this is the Alembic-y thing that you're thinking
yeah,
of. But that was all the rage in the 80s and 70s, that kind of thing, with the stripy woods.
Hang on.
And all the overlay woods.
Yeah.
As you can see, but better on that probably. The Savoy is pretty much similar shape to that. It's not the same, but it's pretty similar. The answer, obviously, I came up with that idea and just made one, and that's the one I made. That's the first one. And if you look, it's got 3 switches on, because originally I made it with 3 pickups.
Yeah.
And I realised that was daft, because with them being sliding, what's the point in having the extra pickup? It only pulls it drags the magnetic strings down,
Pulls
pulls the strings and makes wolf tones.
And it's kind of like a Strat shape as well, isn't it?
Well, it is a Strat shape, yeah.
So you
not kind of like one, it is one.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. And then obviously you do telly designs.
The BG Deluxe Yes, I think that'll be Gibson derived.
So like a Les Paul Junior kind of.
Yeah, Les Paul Juniors. Yeah.
Small double cut.
Yeah, because I've got one in. It's not. Oh, there's one. That's the Gibson. So yes, it was very similar.
Yeah,
similar to that, but a stronger neck joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maple neck I used rather than the mahogany because I get a lot of breakage at once.
Oh, actually, yeah. Look at that. You've seen my answer there. Look.
Yeah, your answer.
See what you mean about headstock. Yeah. And I've realised, I've obviously not looked at PRSs very much.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right there. So, you had a specific sort of, so that guy was just wondering about the rationale behind how you came up with the shapes.
I just came up with them. It's like the slap plates on basses. Right, on the slap plates on the basses, what I thought was, if you have a fretless bass,
yeah,
and you want to play Mark King style with a fretless,
yeah,
you can't hear when you hit the strip neck there. I tried it in the factory.
Yeah.
And it's not loud enough. So first of all, I put a pickup in the neck,
actually,
which increased the volume a lot.
In the wood, like
in the neck.
As in inside
between
it
the
on
neck
top
and the neck socket.
And oh yeah.
Put a piezo.
Yeah.
And that increased the sound, but you just still haven't got that clicky sound. So I put brass plates in, laid them in the end of the neck, so it's still fretless even onto the top of the fret on the brass.
So I'd seen your guitars with the percussive pickup, which is like a brass plate that's almost as wide.
Little plates on the neck.
Okay, so they wide up to anything, or are they just like?
No, they're just being picked up by the piezo in the neck. So when you hit them, the piezo picks that sound up.
So it picks the sound up and it kind of gives
and
a bit
amplifies it.
And like creates more of a top end, like a percussive click.
Yeah.
Okay, because another question here was just from John Glyn Hughes. He said, I recall being a young bassist in the early 80s, seeing Doug's Instruments advertised in NME, yeah? What was that? New Musical Express. Yeah. Such delight as fretless bass fitted with brass slap plates. Yeah. Quite groundbreaking at the time. Okay, so what other innovations did you come up with that you've got?
Well, they're fretty fretless necks, bass necks. So your two bottom strings were fretted, and the top two were fretless.
Yeah, so the A and the E were fretted. Shame you haven't got one, haven't you, really?
Yeah. I've got one similar, what I made. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, that little one. Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it?
Little one. I've rammed it in here safely. Right.
Yeah.
So this is a derivative of it.
Yeah.
This one is a 3-octave neck, full scale.
Yeah.
But it's only fretted on them two there. That's fretless that side. Look.
Yeah.
And
so it's only actually fretted E and A string up to the first octave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the first octave there. I don't know it. See. So that's the second fret, octave.
Yeah.
And that is the third. Yes, third octave. It's not useless, but some bits are good. Not much resonance up there.
So who bought one like that? Is anybody that we know?
Derek Holt had one from Climax Blues Band, and he sold it. And the management company that were used, he ended up in a band called Final Conflict, and they worked for Sting's management company.
Stuart Copeland's brother, Miles Copeland.
Miles Copeland, yeah. And a lot of the lads in the office here had them. I think Sting had one of these.
Yeah. Did the Nighthawk guy have one? Nightwing guy have one of them?
No. He had a more like Steinberger shaped fretlesses.
Well, that's a Steinberger type shape, isn't it?
No. Steinberger's about that big.
Oh, well, you know what I mean.
It's massive compared to this little body. But these are AVM tuning system. It's quite expensive.
Yeah.
It's very good. A shallow pickup.
Yeah.
And John East Electronics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does what then? Is that bass?
Yeah, bass. Treble. It's been covered in dust.
What's this one?
Volume.
It's volume. And what's that? The switch do?
Coil tap.
Taps it. I mean, really.
So it's series parallel, that's all.
Yeah, you'd want to hear that really through a really nice bass amp.
Well, yes,
really.
I mean it's knackered mill Fenderers.
You
Just
kidding?
needs, well,
Yeah.
it's been serviced. It gets getting serviced. But it just, I think another valve's gone.
We could have done a whole video just on that.
Yeah.
Would be nice to hear a proper bass player play it and show off all the
Yeah, the
potential
nuances,
of its.
It's a lot of potential, and it's great. You can fit it in a gun bag and carry it around on the back of your shoulder. It's light as a feather, even though it's all maple. It's plenty of resonance in it. It's dead easy to play, and you can go anywhere with it.
Perhaps you should get somebody to play it.
Yeah.
Probably get like Chris Cliff in. Let him borrow it for a week or something, then come back or go
He
somewhere.
wouldn't need to borrow it for a week. He'd get it straight away.
He would, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good.
But it's a great
Yeah,
bass.
I forgot about that one. I could have that myself actually.
Yeah.
So
They're expensive to make, so they're expensive to sell.
How long is it since you made one then?
I made this recently because I wanted to.
You know what you ought to make then? You ought to make. You know some of those models of guitars that you haven't got that you wish you'd kept.
Yeah.
You should make one. Make 3 or 4 or 5 of the guitars that you haven't got.
Yeah, well, I'm making a couple of Les Pauls next. As soon as I've got the workbench clearer.
Yeah, but they're for customers, though, aren't they?
No, not necessarily. I'm making 3 Les Paul 59 Les Pauls.
Yeah. So apart from the answer, which we do another video on one day,
yeah,
a revised video.
Yeah.
What other innovations apart from the?
With the fretted fretless and
fretted
the flat
fretless,
bass.
percussive bass.
I've got lots of ideas for different kind of pickup systems, but the patenting business is just so expensive.
Yeah,
and,
like 20-30 grand, isn't it?
Well, it was 67 in the 80s just to do that.
The answer? 67,000.
I paid, yeah.
Was that because you patented it on different territories?
Continents.
So like America and UK and yeah.
But you still get copied anyway, so it's a waste of bloody time.
So, okay, so innovations. Well, that's, to have like 2 or 3 is pretty good, isn't it? Really. Particularly if people say they've seen them advertised in the 80s in magazines, stuff that you were doing. So
I made a jig for. I think we've filmed it before years ago. I made a jig so that you can cut out a neck socket on an acoustic guitar and the socket on the neck as well, all off the one jig, which is quite good.
Perhaps you'd have to demonstrate that one day.
Yeah, we'll do that one day.
Okay.
I've never used it myself. I've made the jig and never used it.
Yeah. I think I remember you doing something about that. Yeah. I remember you making it. Yeah. Right, I'm going to end this video here, and we might go on to another question.
Okay.
How about that then?
Okay.